Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Clyde tells Chad something amazing, then barges into Melinda's office and demands to speak with her. Though he made it clear that Sloane was the topic of conversation, Melinda thought EJ wanted to become upset over her taking his position. Melinda's flight with Sloane was made easier by EJ. Nicole thought he was at the sanitarium getting treatment for a concussion, he told Melinda. Playing stupid, Melinda questioned what any of it had to do with her. Pondered that with Sloane gone, Melinda was the only person left who knew Jude's biological mother. Melinda continued to act oblivious to what EJ was saying, but when he made it plain that he had learned the whole truth, she finally gave up the charade. Melinda was upset because she had let Sloane to break their agreement. It didn't matter how he had set about, EJ remarked, and he questioned why Melinda had been prepared to jeopardize both her freedom and her profession for Sloane. Melinda felt insulted that EJ believed she was solely out for personal benefit. She said she had a heart and had not wanted to watch her friend suffer. J. Slammed Melinda for allowing Nicole to suffer and rejected her attempts to justify her actions as a noble act of fellowship. Melinda reasoned that her behavior had improved since she had let Jude be reared by his biological father. Melinda was once more chastised by EJ for keeping Nicole under wraps from Jude. Melinda countered that Eric was being treated the same way by EJ, scouting EJ's holier-than-thou behavior. She reminded him that, up until he saw Eric and Nicole kissing, he had been more than content to leave Nicole to keep thinking her child was dead. Melinda painted EJ's behavior as a fruitless attempt to protect Nicole from the man she truly loves. A sanctimonious quacksalver, EJ laughed. Eric had always left Nicole feeling empty, but Nicole had been loved and accepted just the way she was by EJ. He was positive Jude would strengthen their bond because he and Nicole had been forged in fire. Melinda scolded EJ for not allowing about Jude and the effects being taken away from his family would have on the youngster, flashing back to having to give up her own child. She also made light of the idea of raising a kid that would eventually resemble and behave like Eric, the man EJ despised. Blushing, EJ said Jude would grow up to be a demera who would want for nothing. Melinda maintained Jude would lose his identity and that a cold-hearted swine would nurture the boy, and since Melinda had been ready to keep Jude away from his mother, EJ chastised her for her falsehood. Melinda would be better off if the Verity remained retired, he told her. Melinda wondered whether, as EJ had done with Leo, an agreement with him might involve a lucre. She told EJ that she had enough provocation before to remain silent after expressing her concern about EJ's fix to Leo. A grinning EJ assured her he would happily oblige whatever favor Melinda mentioned she might need in the future. Melinda set up her bases in the office after EJ left. Laughing, she added, "It's fantastic to be back." Telling Nicole he couldn't find Sloane, Eric went into the Demera mansion. Calling Rafe once more, Nicole cursed Sloane. As Nicole told Rafe what had happened with Sloane, he was taken aback. Rafe couldn't believe Sloane could have overcome EJ. Nicole agreed, but insisted that they give chasing the fugitive top priority. In other times, Nicole sat with Eric and criticized Sloane's capriciousness while she waited for her release. Eric told Nicole that Sloane had lost anything that meant anything to her and that she would be punished. Nicole was not sympathetic to Sloane or to Melinda, her accomplice. Eric and Nicole thought Rafe had previously taken the DA into custody. Neither of them could have imagined what Melinda would have possibly gotten out of the dishonesties. Nicole talked on how satisfying and healing it had been for her to finally get the chance to confront Sloane. But because Eric had loved Sloane, Nicole also realized that his passions were probably more nuanced. Eric started crying and questioned whether he and Sloane had ever really been a couple. Jude had been sleeping poorly, Nicole said as Eric and Nicole looked over him. Eric recommended pushing Jude about in the stroller. Thanking Eric, Nicole said she was willing to hear anything more he may suggest to ease Jude's transition. Eric said he gave Nicole the birth certificate so she could start the process of renaming Jude. Nicole had been letting Jude maintain the name because Jude was used to it and she loved it. Given Jude having inspired the name, Eric said he would love for Nicole to keep it. Nicole couldn't have told Eric what to do. St. Jude was connected, Eric said, to risking faith by hopelessness. Nicole knew, but she had thought Eric was being understanding with Sloan about his missing child. Eric disclosed that, regarding a significant deeper position he had been allowing about Nicole. Nicole assured Eric that when he brought Jude back, he had restored her stopgap. She bemoaned the simultaneous removal of Eric's stopgap. Eric would be losing a continuous while Nicole had lost 6 months with her son. She stressed once more that Eric could spend as much time as he wanted with Jude. Eric consented that it would exacerbate the repercussions for Jude and himself. EJ would not approve either. Nicole pulled Eric back as he turned to go. Nicole vowed to support Eric no matter what. Saying he knew, he grinned. E.J. showed up and snuck in, pretending to Nicole that the croaker had given him a clean bill of health. EJ also hinted to Eric that Nicole and he would be getting into a tangle. Eric made his excuses and played about the crib. He bid Jude a tearful goodbye and turned to go. With Eric gone, a shook Nicole tried focusing on EJ. She assured him the police would continue to concentrate on finding Sloan, which made EJ say snidely that Sloan would never be seen again. EJ seemed content as Nicole fanned over his crack and gave him a hug. Rafe called someone after the Nicole call ended and reminded them of the APB on Sloan. Telling the person to keep things simple, he hung up. From the other side of Horton Town Square, Stefan walked up to Rafe. He let off steam to Rafe over his Melinda appointment. Rafe shared in Stefan's irritations. Rafe told Stefan about his personal problems with Melinda. Rafe's disclosure that Melinda was hiding the evidence that would clear Gabby as part of a blackmail effort made Stefan even more furious. Stefan threw about alternative ideas and methods for releasing Gabby after Rafe refused to tell him what Melinda had done explicitly. He wrote Paulina off as a bad idea when Rafe refocused on the negatives. Should it be necessary, Stefan asked, he wouldn't be too proud to supplicate and buy the governor. Wolfgang mentioned. EJ believed she was solely out for personal benefit. She said she had a heart and had not wanted to watch her friend suffer. J. Slammed Melinda for allowing Nicole to suffer and rejected her attempts to justify her actions as a noble act of fellowship. Melinda reasoned that her behavior had improved since she had let Jude be reared by his biological father. Melinda was once more chastised by EJ for keeping Nicole under wraps from Jude. Melinda countered that Eric was being treated the same way by E.J. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.